listen to this. My wife got so mad yesterday. We did buy 12 Powerball jackpot tickets.
Well, yeah, that was my question. Is it appears no one won the big jackpot?
That's right. Not a winner.
And so I know Biggie has the app.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, now you and your wife use the app.
Yes.
If you win a partial prize, are you notified instantly
I think so.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, within, I'd say, a couple hours.
of the drawing?
Yeah, because I'll wake up when I've won before,
Mm-hmm.
like if you hit the Powerball.
What's that worth?
I think it depends on the amount and how many people hit it.
Okay.
But I'm betting a lot because last night's was like 13 or something.
It was.
So,
It was.
and so you'll win anywhere from I've won anywhere from $2 to $7, and it'll say, "Hey, you won $7. It's in your account."
What do you want to do with it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cigarettes or another ticket for you.
Yeah.
We can't sell you the cigs through the app.
It's really customized for you. The numbers last night were 13, 19, 36, 39, 59, and the Powerball was also 13, which I didn't know. I don't know how that works. My wife buys them.
13 on Halloween.
13 on Halloween. So nobody won. The estimated jackpot now for Wednesday will be $1.2 billion, and that would be the second highest ever. $1.2 billion. And I imagine we'll buy 12 more tickets. You know what I did? Absent-mindedly. I'm such a pleaser. My friend Curtis, who also plays pickleball, texted yesterday, and he
Is
said...
he the trash talker?
Yeah, he's trash. Yeah, he talks quite a bit of trash, and with good reason. I cannot. He totally gets in my head.
Okay.
But he's friendly, and he texted me yesterday and said, "Let's go in together. I'll buy some tickets. You buy some tickets." I said, "All right, fine." I just said, "Okay,"
Just like that?
just like that. I just said, "Okay," done.
Did you forget you have a
And I know we're
pact with Biggie?
I know we have
Yeah.
a pact. I was like, "All right, well, right." I mean, I didn't even think. I said, "Okay." So I got home and I turned to my wife. We were sitting on the couch, and Curtis texted me and said, "Here's a picture of all my tickets. You take a picture of yours so that we know." Okay, so I said, "All right." My wife bought 12, and I turned to my wife. I said, "Hey, we're going in with Curtis on this ticket thing." She goes, "Oh, hell no, over my dead body."
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Oh, no.
She said, "Like hell we are."
But you can't renege at this point.
Yeah, no, you've already.
He sent you his
He
tickets.
sent you his numbers.
Yeah, and then Curtis texted back. Before I'd even responded, he said, "By the way, Adolfo wants in too. Here's his 12 tickets." So now we're going to split it 3 ways.
You got no tickets.
We had 12. Right.
Theoretically,
Yeah.
you got no tickets.
And I said to my wife, "Geez, I already told Curtis." She goes, "Well, you better untell Curtis right quick."
Yeah.
And I said, "But I got Curtis, in my phone."
He's on my phone, and he's really, he's a bully. I'm scared of him.
You're so 8th grade.
I am.
Yeah, you are
What
8th
am I
grade.
supposed to do? What am I? I already told.
Don't say yes.
But I thought, of course, you just split. First of all, no, we're not going to win. I mean, it's a one. I know. And then I'm in the position of, oh my God, should I just not tell Curtis and then hope we don't win? But of course, we want to win. So
Now, what if Curtis wins?
right. That's what I said to my wife. I said, we've doubled our chance of winning. And she goes, "I ain't splitting any money with Curtis."
I don't even
You don't know Curtis.
I don't even know Curtis.
At least I know Biggie.
I said, yeah. and then I had to say, "Oh, and Adolfo wants in too." Adolfo?
Doesn't he hate you?
Yeah, he does. Adolfo hates me, but he doesn't know why. I talked bad about him once on here, and everybody gave him a bunch of grief for it. And now every time he sees me, he looks at me like, "I hate you, but I don't know why." And he gives me the stink eye every time I see him. I'm like, "Hey, Adolfo." And now we're splitting lottery tickets. So I had to tell Curtis, "I'm out, man. I'm out." That might be, we'd have to ask our attorney, what if Curtis had hit? Or what if we had hit last night? And does Curtis have
I think
any
a
claim?
verbal contract in something like this is not binding.
That's
right?
what I said. That's
Yeah.
what.
No,
But
no
now,
money exchange chance.
it was through text. It's in writing because he said, "You
okay.
want to split?" I said, "Yeah." I mean, we didn't agree to it verbally. We agreed to it. So I wonder if that's in writing or is it not in writing?
Let me ask you this, and I don't know contract law, but in something like this where the jackpot continues to grow,
Yes.
do you need to reiterate your deal with each successive drawing, or is the pact understood?
Well, Biggie and I have a pact. We're understood, right?
Yeah, because at this point it's enough money. I'll even give you half because I can still be rich and not ever hear from you again.
That's a bonus, isn't it?
You're giving up way too much.
Worth it.
When it gets to this point, though, it's like, geez, that is a lot of. It's incredible how much they take. It was $1 billion. I saw this on the news last night. $1 billion, roughly. The winner, though, if you take a lump sum, gets $480 million, like 500 million, and then taxes. So you wind up with 300 million, which of course obviously is life-changing money, but it's 30% of what they present. You know, it's really
It's a lot of money to go somewhere else.
It really is a lot of money to go somewhere else, but I would invest properly.
Yes,
of course.
You know, the other thing you have to be careful with your buddy Curtis there is, are you going to be tied into this every time he gets tickets?
I've had to tell him I'm out.
Yeah, that was my question. Is it an ongoing pact?
I'm going to say and let me put it on the record now.
My wife won't let me.
My wife.
No, I can't say it to his face.
I won't say it to his face.
Have you told your wife about our pact? Does she know about that?
I don't think she does.
Okay.
But she knows you. She doesn't really know Curtis. And she knows Adolfo gave me grief when I talked about him, and Adolfo hates me. And she's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
She's like, we're not doing that. And Curtis said, you need to lay off those $12 salads and go get some more tickets and let's go in together.
Yeah.
And then he's like, be a man and grow a spine. I said, Curtis, you know me well enough to know now. I don't have a spine. I can't grow a spine.
So
Not happening.
Biggie shared, Kelly, that he's won a few $2, $7 here and there. Have you guys won any of those?
Not that I know of. No. And,
how's the accounting going with that?
well, she does it all through the app. I don't do it. The only time I won anything was
Is that a Prada bag?
when I
Never seen those clothes on you before.
when I got a scratcher for Christmas and Biggie had to show us how to use it.
One of my favorite moments ever was Chris Demm just holding up a coin and a scratcher, like, "What do I do?
That's true.
How do I do this?" And I was
It was like showing the Queen how to use furniture polish or how to clean a window.
Pump gas.
How do you do this? You squeeze the trigger, ma'am, and point it at the window.
Show me you've been wealthy too long without showing me you've been wealthy too long. What does this do?
Well, and I hit for 20.
Yeah. So did I. That's the only time I've ever won. I hit for $20 and I bought more lottery tickets, as Biggie suggested I do.
Yeah.
You take your 20, you smoke a cigarette, you scratch off the rest of them, which is
Right there in the parking
what you're
lot.
supposed to do. There was a guy at a gas station. Again, everybody's buying now, and a woman for the local news went up to him, as you do, and this was live. So, what are you going to do with the money if you win?
You bought your ticket. What are you going to do with that money if you...
Well, I'm definitely going to get a new supercharged Mustang with dual exhaust and about 5 kilos of cocaine, and I'll be good to go.
Okay, so you like cars. You like cars. I don't like cars. I don't know what I would do with all of that money. I would have to sit on it, pray on it for a day, figure out what I want to do with it. But, Doug, back to you.
Back to the studio. Yeah, you got to pray on it for a day, and he's going to do about 5 kilos of cocaine once he gets through.
5 keys.
So I think he said 5 kilos of cocaine.
He's gonna be busy.
once he gets that. Exactly. So it goes up to $1.2 billion now. It'll be drawn for tomorrow night.
What would be your first splurge, Big?
Oh man, that's tough. Probably like a really nice house.
Yeah.
A house?
Yeah, or condo somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Water view? Mountain view?
Oh, I haven't even thought about that. Probably water view.
You'll come live at my place.
What?
You'll come live in
No.
Kellyville. I told you I was going to buy every house on the block and clear it for a pool and a bunch of pickleball courts, and you'll live
With half of the half?
Yeah. You'll
Yeah.
live in Kellyville. That's right.
You know what I wondered? What let's say you win the lottery and you're engaged but not married.
Yeah.
Do you still owe that person half?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't
'Cause it's
believe
just
so.
engagement.
Anything.
Yeah.
No, you don't owe me. In fact, you could break up with a man
You think? Yeah.
easily. I think you said that's it. I've won.
That makes
Yeah.
it a lot easier.
Yeah, just break up with him. This is P1 said this is all about kind of a legal dispute as well, sort of, between friends. A P1 says, I live in an apartment complex, and I thought you all could discuss this. It makes for good fodder. In my apartment complex, there's designated parking for visitors. Anyone who doesn't have a sticker on their car from the complex that parks anywhere other than the designated visitor parking area will be towed away.
I live it every day.
Oh, you have that same situation.
Yeah, we have very special visitor spots that if it's after 7 p.m.
Okay.
and you're not in a visitor and you don't have a parking sticker, you're gone.
Okay.
Now, Biggie,
Or booted at least.
as a resident, do you have a numbered spot or you have resident spots?
Basically, the whole parking lot's resident as long as you have your little. We have things we hang in our mirrors.
Okay.
Could you park in a visitor spot?
I could. I just take that down because I'd be taking up a visitor spot.
Gotcha.
So you wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so exactly the same situation. This P1 who wants to remain anonymous said, I had some friends visit, a woman, and she didn't realize the designated area was reserved for visitors. She parked where she wasn't supposed to. Her car was towed. It'll cost $275 to get it out. I felt obligated to pay because I forgot to tell her the situation and where to park. But last night, this happened over the weekend. Last night, I noticed there is a sign that clearly states visitors will be towed if you don't park in the designated visitor section. It's pretty well signed, pretty well noted. Who pays for this? Who should pay for it? I feel like it's on the driver. If it's marked with a sign, I think that the driver should come in and pay for it.
I don't know. When I have friends or anyone really coming over, I'm very detailed in you have to park in a visitor spot.
Oh, really? You tell them.
I tell them way ahead of time. I'm like, I live in a downtown area, so I'm like, no visitor spots. You got to find a spot on the street.
Yeah. So if
nowhere else.
So if you forgot to do it and that person came over and parked in the wrong place in one of the designated spots for residents and was towed, you'd feel obligated to pay the tow bill?
At least half of it.
Oh, that's probably the way to do it. Split it in half.
That's what I would feel like. But I would, again, I'd almost want to pay the whole thing because like I said, when somebody's coming over, I am like, you got to park.
But is it marked? Visitor. Is there a sign?
There's a sign that says all others will be towed.
Right.
Yeah. Now that's, to me, a quick sign as you pull in.
Okay.
It's not like as you go up and down the rows, there's a sign that says, hey, don't park here. Yeah.
Is it painted on the parking lot?
The visitor spots are very much labeled. You can tell. Those are along the back row. Now, let me tell you what people have done, and they get a boot, is like the whole back row is not visitor. So they'll park, like, if there's all the visitor spots are full, they'll still park back there on the very end spot. And the tow truck guys love that. They'll come and boot it.
Yeah,
they're like, doesn't say visitor, though.
My goodness.
You want to get strict on towing. My daughter, who lives in Tampa, not far from Biggie's mom,
He always adds that.
she moved into a new complex, which is they just built it.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks ago, her license tag had expired. Well, she doesn't have Florida tags, so it was a September. It's supposed to be renewed in September.
Right.
It's October.
Yeah.
So somebody from the complex came to her and said, if you don't have a new tag on that by tomorrow, we're towing your car.
Okay.
Just because it had an expired tag on it for 1 month, for September into October.
So does that fall under a junk car?
I guess so. That's how this apartment complex works.
The complex told her
said that if you don't have your car sticker updated tomorrow, we're going to tow it.
Well, I'd say go jump.
Well,
you know what I'd say? I'd say by whose authority?
I asked her, I said, have you looked at your lease? And she said, no. And I said, go look at your lease, and it's in there.
Get me Ron Desantis on the phone.
I guess a lot of these places.
Get me Ron DeSantis on the phone.
Those boots are made for walking.
I'd say get DeSantis,
Get your boots in here
boots on and get over here.
Get yourself to Tampa Bay.
Are you?
They should do DeSantis boots on the cars there.
They really should. What a great
big white
big
go-go
white
rubber
go-go
boots.
That was a great Halloween costume, by the way. I'm just thinking of that.
If you missed his photo during the hurricane.
But I never heard such a thing. That was 2 weeks ago. So she had to go ask a neighbor across the street that has a house and say, "Can I park at your house till I get my car?"
She couldn't get it done that day. There was no way.
Because they don't have inspections in Florida, and so she would have had to come back here to get an inspection.
So she get new state tags.
New state tags.
What? They don't have inspections?
And they said you can get a Florida sticker, but you can't have it for 3 months because we're backed up.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
And so she's got to park now across the street at somebody's house.
Well, she's got a sticker now.
She got
from our state.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Get me Ron DeSantis on the phone. Something like that happens?
He's busy running.
I think he'd be concerned with something like this.
I don't think so.
He's very, very pro little man. He's very, very pro.
You ask him, he'll tell you.
I think he'd be very pro your daughter in this situation. I cannot believe that.
I'd never heard of it before in my life.
That's stunning to me.
Hey, Ron, Dave Aiken's on the phone. I haven't seen him in ages. Not since that Buffett concert in '98.
We're like that.
We're doing the little conga line. We're doing the conga line at the Buffett concert in '98. And now what's he want? That old scallywag. I bet he'd pick up the governor phone. Scallywag, what do you need? Sticker? I'll make it happen for you. I'm sticking it on there myself.
Put his white goulashes up
Ron,
on the desk.
Booby. Yes, that's exactly what it should be.
How's things down there? How's Marco? How's Donnie?
Everybody good? Good. Yes. So anyhow, your thoughts are you'd split it, or you?
I would want to pay at least half of it, because if I didn't do my part, and I feel like it is on you some to explain.
Yeah.
Like, hey, when you come here, and I am like I said, I'm overly cautious about it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I guess the reason behind your daughter's complex is they don't want junk cars.
Well, you do see that in apartment
abandoned
complexes.
cars
That I mean,
there.
sometimes they can be on blocks, but I mean, a sticker. I mean, a license tag that's expired 1 month.
I didn't.
I mean, that's on her too.
I didn't like
That's surprising. Now, I have gotten emails from like my complex where it's like, hey, there's 2 cars that have been in visitor spots for 2 weeks. If they're not out of here by 5 o'clock today, we're having them towed. Because you can't just, a lot of times I think people will, somebody's girlfriend will move in, but they're not on the lease, so they have to have a place to park.
Right.
And that's what they do.
Oh, that makes sense. That's why that happens, yeah. Well, there's a guy named Tom Sharp. We were talking about the lottery and scratch-offs. Biggie says one of the moments that he took from last year that really stuck in his mind was how Chris Demm didn't know how to scratch off his lottery scratcher. There's a guy named Tom Sharp who talks about the scratchers if you're doing the lottery that way.
So I've been broke a lot. So whenever I get down to like my last $3, I'd always head to the nearest 7-Eleven, the White Trash Casino, and I'd buy a 40-ounce of beer and a lottery scratch ticket. And I would drink the beer and I'd scratch the ticket, and it'd always be some game with some dream come true name, like Pot of Gold or Win the Millions or Money Stack, and there's a picture of a big stack of money on the ticket. I think a better name for those games would be Spend the Child Support. And what you do is you'd scratch the food out of a baby's mouth. But I think that the best, most honest name for a scratch ticket game would be Compulsive Gambler. And there wouldn't be any picture on the ticket, just a shiny reflective surface. Over the printed prize possibilities, and as you use the coin to rub away the reflection of your face, you would actually be losing your identity to gambling.